Well, hello, friends and family and other people that don't fit into those categories. Welcome to Between Two Nerds.
Only your mom watches the show, that's it. And one of your friends.
Hey, you know what? Maybe. Who knows?
It's your mom and the other Warp Zone guys, and that's it.
And that's
about our audience.
and that's enough for us.
Yeah.
Anyways, between us this week is Sohinki from Smoosh Games.
I am from Smoosh, yes.
Hello.
It's a video game channel where we play video games. That's it.
You really sold it.
Yeah.
I know.
Yep.
I mean, what else do you need in a video game channel except people that are playing video games?
That's
Maybe talking about them. We do that sometimes.
funny accents, scare cams. Come on,
Yeah.
try a little bit.
Like, what kind of funny accent were you thinking?
It's clearly something European.
Okay. Well, I did it for you there.
Mm-hmm.
The sillier, the better.
I could also do like a book lao, like, Vietnamese.
Oh.
Book lao?
Do you know book lao?
No,
Book lao,
What's that?
this guy's Ownage Pranks. Do you know who that is?
I do not know who that
So
is.
there's this channel on YouTube called Ownage Pranks, and this guy has a bunch of hilarious accents, and he just prank calls people.
Uh-huh.
And one of them's this Vietnamese lady. Or man, I don't know. Sometimes he's a lady, sometimes he's a man. But
That's,
he's,
in Vietnam, sometimes you get a
his
lady.
name's Book Lao,
Man.
and he has a hilarious accent.
Let's do an impression.
He do the book loud. This is the Vietnamese accent. I want to order the Chinese food. I would like a two order of the egg roll.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
think
for
it's offensive. I'm not sure.
It is.
I think
No,
you
it-
just
it's
made
a-
this
it's very-
podcast
it's
like
very
100%
offensive.
more racist. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's good.
Well,
That's
we
good
lost
stat.
the war, so it's not racist, right? How does that work? Is it more
Oh,
racist
God.
if you win or
Oh,
lose?
God.
It's not like we're sore winners. We're not like we're beating a dead horse. It's like they won, so we're just being sore losers. We're just bitter about it.
So yeah, that is racist, I would say, regardless. If we
I
had
think
won
this
or
whole-
lost, or not
Either
had
way,
a
it's
war at
racist.
all, it would have been racist.
Look, if you want to do an American accent, I don't take offense to that.
That's true, but American accent is just like this diluted.
American
I don't know.
accents are boring.
Well,
It's
where-
not really racist.
They either do
I know, you know-
Valley Girl or like Cowboy.
You know what impresses
That's
me?
all. That's the only one
That's
I've
true.
heard.
That's what they do.
You know what impresses me, and it shouldn't. What impresses me is when a person that talks like this normally can then just do a normal American accent.
Like everyone on the
every
Walking
actor?
Everyone
Yeah.
on
Oh
The
my-
Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
It's so impressive to me. I'm like, how are you doing my accent, which isn't even an accent? But then you think about it, and you're like, oh, it is an accent
yeah.
to them.
But I can't tell that you don't naturally speak that way.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Whereas if you hear people do a British accent, it's usually like, "Oi, governor."
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
It's a jolly holiday. Merry. It's the worst.
It's
Yeah.
a jolly merry holiday.
Yep.
like Johnny Depp, whenever he does an accent in one of his wacky roles,
It's
you
like-
always,
it's
it's
always
always
like, it's
him
Johnny Depp
doing an
doing an
accent.
accent, yeah.
But like, was
I
it
feel
Andrew
like
Lincoln?
when I'm
Was the guy from-
between the two of you, I'm like, don't know which way to look.
You can go wherever you want.
It's an imperfect system,
I'm
but
just
yeah, you
gonna
can
look
just.
up there
Yeah.
That's good.
when I'm
Yep.
just
That's where Ryan's
having
perched.
deep thoughts.
If we got like a
Yeah.
cool fun mirror that
We
you
could
could look
just-
and look at both of us, you could just talk straight and you could just
Oh,
feel
that'd
like
be
you were
great.
talking to both of us.
Yeah.
We should do that.
That's
That's
too
not-
much production value. For
Yeah.
us. We like to keep
That
it
involves
old
like
school.
buying an IKEA mirror. That's like $5.
Yeah, we
IKEA
should go with
mirror.
our IKEA desk,
Yes.
our IKEA chairs. I don't know if you've. This is from IKEA as well.
Your IKEA Warp Zone sign.
Basically, like we're the IKEA zone. That's what we are. With
Awesome.
some like other little things.
All right.
Let's talk about
talk
you.
about you.
What's going on with Smosh Games? What's going on with Sohinki's own channel? What's going on with Sohinki's life?
What's going on with? All right, well, let's start with Smosh Games. We're smoshing it up.
Yeah,
That's what we
Smoshing it
do.
up.
You guys, what do you?
Didn't you recently-
passed 3 million subscribers?
Yeah, we were. We passed 3 million. We were recently in the main channel video for the Assassin's Creed song. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
We
You guys were there a bunch too, didn't you? Guys die several times.
We we only died once, but we were in it a bunch of different times.
Multiple
We had like
characters.
3 different costumes while we were there. It was kind of intense. For like a month afterward, I had this makeup on my feet because they like made our toes like look like they had dirt in them.
That is
Get out.
just production value that
Yeah.
we just don't experience.
Hashtag production value.
Well, we don't shoot below the waist.
That's
usually.
true.
And then
Not much going on down there.
we were recently shot this spot with Turtle Beach. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we were seeing pictures of
And,
that. How'd
Were
Well,
that
you guys
go?
were like LARPers.
Yeah, we were LARPers.
Yeah.
I looked like the nerdiest nerd ever. Not that I'm not, but I just don't normally look so nerdy. And there was a live pig on set, which was interesting.
For what?
They have this
Is it spoiler territory
Yeah,
for
I
a
can't really
Turtle
s-
Beach
Wait,
ad?
hold on. Can you really spoil? Yeah, a Turtle Beach ad. It's a headset company.
I mean, I don't want to spoil it,
Okay.
but that being
Tease it,
said,
tickle it.
that being
Tickle the pig.
there's a bunch of stuff going on a live pig runs through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
but the pig was not happy at all to be there. He was a very upset pig.
Why would a pig want to be?
The,
yeah,
the
he
pig's like,
wouldn't
I've
wanna
been
be
in movies.
He was like-
television. Now I have
Ba-
these YouTube stars.
I was
Oh,
in Babe too. God damn it.
Pig in the City.
I like the image of this pig with a monocle, and he's very refined, and he's just like, I don't want to deal with these hooligans.
Who are these people?
Smosh games.
he spits on it.
Yep.
But he was yelling and screaming. Like, I don't know how pigs, like, he was very upset.
Oh, so
yeah.
this pig was a diva.
Yeah, he was a
Did you get to touch it?
I didn't want to.
I don't know. Pigs can be kind of cute sometimes.
The first thing it was a kind of a cute pig, but the first thing it did when it got there was pissed and pooped, and then I
Oh
was
God! So you're like, oh, cute, then, and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, well,
and then
No,
it's
that was
screaming
fun.
and like but I felt so bad for it because after each take it would just go back and lie on the ground and be like, fucking, is this over yet? And then they'd be like, no, 10th take.
This
let's
is
do
like
it."
working with real
well,
actors.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's like a pig. A pig doesn't know what's going on. Pigs just like get mud on them to keep themselves cool and just
Yeah.
chill.
Well,
This
they
poor
had
pig-
they had fans blowing on it because it was like hot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you get fans on you? 'Cause
Dyson
it was
Well,
like,
Flavors fans or what?
Vicariously, I got.
were you
fans
just
blowing
behind the
me.
pig, just like
I
this
was.
feels really good?
This
Just like
smells so bad,
photobombing
but I'm
every
loving
picture.
it.
There's like just so you just trying to get cool.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun though.
That's
To be a
cool.
LARPer.
That's
When's that
Lasercorn
coming out?
looked ridiculous. I think it's already out. The commercial actually.
Oh,
Really? Is
Yeah.
it like TV? Where's
is
the
it
where
a
can we
pre-roll
see it?
or?
I don't know. I think it might be a pre-roll. I haven't actually seen it yet. I'm gonna have to go look for it because I should have watched it and I forgot that it went up. And then when you asked me when does it go up, I just realized that it went up like that Monday after we shot it.
Oh
So-
shit.
Oh.
Well, I hope you guys get it on as I hit this.
Don't take out the mic.
I'm sorry. I hope you guys get it on this episode. You know.
And then on my personal channel, I just got Hearthstone, the Hearthstone beta.
I did see
Oh, boy.
you got into the beta.
Yeah.
You like because you're a Magic fanatic. Every time I come and see you, you're like either on
know
you're shopping, you're printing out information.
You know what's funny is like I never was into Magic growing up because I like didn't understand the rules as a kid, and then like my whole life I was like, oh, you guys are playing Magic? That's the nerdiest shit ever. You guys are huge nerds. And then like my friends like, dude, you should just try it. And I was like, whatever, I'll play it once. And then I was like, I don't want to stop playing this again.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun and it's so addicting and like you like even if your deck is worse than someone, they'll just be beating you and you're just like, come on, I'll get lucky this time. Come on, let's just keep going. Let's keep running these together. I wanna.
It's the gambler's folly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like this could be the land card.
Yeah.
It's the land card I need.
That's always
It's
what
a-
happens to me. It's like when I need lands, I never get them, and when I don't need lands, I only get them. It's just how it works.
It's the way that the cards are
The
dealt.
cool thing about Hearthstone is that there's no such thing as land problems because you get one every turn until you have 10, and then you
Oh, okay.
stay at 10. So that
until you spend them.
yeah, what it is, it's like Magic where it depletes each turn and then you.
Okay, just like read.
And then
okay.
yeah, re-ups.
Cool.
But yeah, Hearthstone's a lot of fun. There's some similarities, but it's actually a lot different.
To Magic?
Yeah.
I haven't like actively sought out a beta key, but if I got one, I'd probably try it. I don't know. I had a phase of playing card games. I played Magic for a little bit. Well, I collected Pokemon cards, but
Yeah, I collect them.
I actually played the World of Warcraft, or just
The card game?
The card
The collect-
game.
yeah.
And because I went to Gen Con years ago, and they had a beginners tournament where you like got a deck and you just start from there. Then you couldn't bring any pre-built decks, and I won second place just by like luck. And I
You're like,
had
"I'm
like I
gonna
got
win to
a
this."
warlock deck, and I played a warlock character, so I'm like, oh my god,
I
this
play
is so
as
cool.
Warlock in Hearthstone.
Yeah, and I have like in my closet of my room, I have like 6 decks. I don't know. I got really into it, and then I just stopped.
Someone
playing.
commented on my Hearthstone video that this is basically just the World of Warcraft card game.
Is it?
So it might
Do
be
you-
very similar.
Do you? I've not watched a one video of Hearthstone yet. I have not. Other stuff's been going on, but I should. Do you pick a class? Like, do you like? Cause
Yeah, so your deck is you play as one hero, so it's Warlock, Priest, Rogue,
Okay, so it is a
Paladin,
lot like.
Warrior, and then each one of those has a different ability they can use once per turn. that costs like a certain amount of
Like
mana.
a class ability.
Yeah, so like the Warlock, you pay 2 life and you draw a card. The Rogue
Is that
can,
life
like,
tap?
basically. Yeah, and it's cool because they are all named like after the actual spells that the like classes have in the game.
Yeah, I think that was a card. Yeah, this does sound really familiar to like the
Yeah.
World of Warcraft training. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Are they gonna have? Is it only on the computer, or are they gonna have like iOS?
I kind of hope
Integration.
that they bring it to other platforms. And I actually I was thinking, and I think they'd make a lot of money off of this. That like you should be able to because you buy the cards online too.
Yeah.
So I think like they should offer like a thing where like you pay a fee and they send you your physical deck. Like I think that would
Didn't
be
they
cool.
do that with the Magic, the online game,
Maybe I don't know.
Planeswalker? I don't know.
where you could like,
Build a deck and then order it essentially.
but then you lost it on your account. I think it was one of those things where like you could have it physically or digitally,
Or you can have it.
not both. I think that you should be able to have it physically.
Why can't you have both? That seems
Yeah, I
kind of
think
silly.
it's-
Because then you can play it anywhere. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
And
this is just a while ago. I don't know.
There's something
I
cool.
think they do that with Pokemon cards now.
Like-
If you can scan it or whatever.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like playing Magic on the computer sometimes, but there's something cool about like physically having the cards. So I think it would be cool to like be able to order them also.
Yeah.
Like, because you've already paid for them online, you just like, here's $20, like send me my physical cards.
It's the same cost, right, per pack?
It's well, you can earn packs in Hearthstone
Okay.
just by playing, but then like they starts at like 2 packs is like $3.
Okay, so that
You only
sounds
get like
cheaper than.
you only get
physical
5
ones.
cards per pack though,
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
and it's like completely random. And the only thing
Uh.
that's guaranteed is that you get at least 1 rare. That's it.
Oh,
Does that
well,
make
that's
it?
not.
That's not even rare anymore if you guarantee it. Shit.
Well, it's like Magic. When you buy like a Magic pack, you get 1 rare and then like 3.
Don't you get like 11
uncommons.
cards, or how many cards
You
get?
get
in one?
15 cards in a Magic pack, like a booster pack.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think it's like 1 rare, 3 uncommons, and then the rest are
commons.
commons. Yeah.
Man, the problem is I've been spending a lot of my money on things like
Collectibles.
like collectibles.
We've
I've been
spending
like
too
in a
much on-
weird collectibles phase, and then I keep getting all these posters, and then I have to frame them, and so all this extra money that I would have for turning your volume off.
Yeah, I'm turning my
a
volume
huge
off
ass
on
phone.
my
It's
phone.
okay. Everyone's bringing their
It's my
phones
Droid
out.
Razor
Yeah.
Max.
Whoa!
Because it's good battery life. That's why I like it.
Oh, cool.
Battery
Yeah,
life to the max.
to the max.
Mhm.
But like I don't know, I don't have to do a collectible trading card game in my right now.
In your-
I just can't put that much money into it like I used to be able to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
I
they have
think the
games like
paywall is sort of-
Ascension, which granted aren't like collectible ones, but they like give you that feel of. Have you played Ascension?
No.
I love Ascension.
It
yeah.
feels. It has a very magic-y feel.
There are games I haven't. God.
Ascension has the great like iPad app too. Like you can buy the physical card.
And that's why I like it, is that you can just do it. You can get the physical cards, but it's so much easier. It does all the counting for you. You don't have to like bring a deck out. It's just there. You can play games really quick.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of hope that
I
Hearthstone will
haven't
get.
I haven't ever played, and I don't remember the term for what these kinds of games are called, but there are card games where essentially what it is you get all of the cards when you buy the game, and
Yeah.
so everyone has access to the same cards, and you just
That's
you build your
essentially-
deck.
Yeah, it's
There's
deck,
no
deck
deck building.
games.
You
Well,
build the game. Is
the game
building
itself
your deck
is deck
by
building,
the end of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They have like 2 kinds of resources in it. You can like there's resources that buy things like that you can acquire cards, or you can like attack things, and if you kill them, you also get points. So it's this great game of like you don't have to build a deck, but you can either be like an offensive kind of player and kill stuff to get points, or you can be a deck builder
And
and
just
get
try to
stuff. I
collect
don't know.
everything,
It's
yeah.
really
That's cool.
It's really fun. So
Nice.
I like that one.
Yeah, and then other than that, I just play a lot of Dota.
Dota.
yeah, are you
That's what I-
you Dota 2 fan?
I am. I'm a big Dota
You
2
just
fan.
doted out
I got
right
this
now.
at the International 3, which, if you don't know, Valve hosts an international Dota 2 tournament every year, once a year. And this past one, TI3, was actually the biggest prize pool offered in a video game tournament ever. It was about $3 million.
Where do they do this?
This was up in Seattle. That's where they
Oh.
did it the last 3 years.
Are they
They're
located
talking-
out of there, or why would they? do
Yeah,
it there?
so Valve is, they're not in Seattle, they're like just outside, the Valve headquarters is, and it was such a great event, man. It was so good. They had like all the voice actors there signing autographs and like all these like digital items you could get just for showing up, like.
Nice.
You were like a kid in a candy store.
I was, yeah, it was, I went and I was like, I already, because they had like, so there's like the shops in Dota 2 where you buy your items, and then there's the secret shops.
Do they
So
have
they
it
had
set up?
like they had the Dota 2
Aw.
secret shop, and like I spent an insane amount of money. I spent like $300 on merchandise.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
And you probably don't regret a single
I
purchase.
don't. I got this hoodie. I got this Nature's Prophet plushie doll that gave you cool items in the game, and then like all these other shirts and stuff that also gave you in-game items. It was
That's
awesome.
okay. That's awesome.
That's
And that
good of them,
transitions
yeah.
well into the news phase.
Yes.
Because BlizzCon, which is a place where I'm gonna go spend a fudge ton of money
Yeah, I
and
love
not
BlizzCon.
regret it at all. But
BlizzCon,
it's-
I think, is either my favorite or my second favorite con that I've been to. I love BlizzCon. Awesome.
It is it's the convention that me and a bunch of my friends that played like World of Warcraft together and Diablo and stuff since high school go to, and it's just like a couple days where you just are with people that are like you all, and even it's so focused. It's all Blizzard games, so really everybody is like you.
Yeah.
You get drinks, you walk around, you play demos, you just like it's all great, and then at night everyone goes out, everyone's in such good spirits.
You know,
Oh, so
yeah,
good.
It's like my second favorite con, but also
What's your first
probably
favorite?
like my second smelliest con. I would say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Smells bad at BlizzCon usually. That
It's-
being said,
Well, it's also
lots
like
of fun.
really confined in
In the convention.
because other ones are like
Yeah.
bigger, and they really it's like 3 big rooms.
I heard they're expanding it, aren't they? They're expanding
Are
the
they this
convention
year?
center.
They
well, no,
could.
they're actually expanding the actual convention center.
Oh.
So I think it'll be bigger. Hopefully.
Well, they still weren't using the whole convention center.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
though they
that's
were
true,
there,
There's,
so.
there's
There's still more rooms that they could expand to.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to, but yeah.
But they always they have everything decked out, and they have like really cool statues and stuff.
oh god.
But this year, hey, they got Blink 182.
Yeah, that's,
So,
the,
yeah,
that's the
that's
first bit of news is they announced Blink 182 is the band that's going to play at BlizzCon.
Was it?
Why not?
Who was it last time? It was
Fighters.
Yeah, the Foo Fighters. That was great.
Which was good. It was so I've only gone 3 times. It's been a 4th. I went for Ozzy, then Tenacious D, then Foo Fighters, and
Yeah, I went into the Tenacious D and Foo Fighters years.
they were all really fun. And I used to be a huge Blink 182 fan, and because my brother listened to like their first album, so it was like I got to like listen to that and think I was cool because I was listening to older kids' music. And
swear and stuff.
and like a long time ago, I think that was cool, but now I'm just like,
They had an album called
Blink
"Take Off
182
Your Pants and Jacket."
yeah. That was just like, oh my god,
Oh,
did
I just
you
got
get it?
that. No.
Masturbation joke.
Yeah, but then I don't know. I'm not that excited for it. I'm like, I wanted something a little more like hard rocky, something a little more arena-y, like get you jazzed
It's-
up. And I don't know if that's
funny
It's
is,
like-
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just like, it's weird that, yeah, they've had a year off, and I don't know, I expected like a huge return to form, but I don't know. It seems like with Blink 182, that's like, that's cool, but like, it's not like
to me,
too big of a band.
To me, Tenacious D was like the perfect choice because that's like, it's like nerdy enough that like it makes sense at the con. Like even, like Foo Fighters was cool, but to me, I was like, Foo Fighters is cool and everything, but like, why are they at BlizzCon? That's like a little strange.
Yeah.
It's like I almost think it would be cool to just have like some like nerdcore bands come and play and that kind of stuff.
and there are a ton of them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I mean, Blink's cool and everything, but it's not gonna be
Yeah.
like the highlight.
What do
of
you think
my
the,
BlizzCon, I don't think.
What do you think the announcements are going to be? Because
Um,
right now it seems like the only thing they're going to talk about is
It's got to
Heroes
be
of the Storm.
It's got to be a new IP.
Which one is Heroes of the Storm?
That's their Dota.
Yeah. remember
Oh, fuck yeah.
that- well, yeah, they're rebranding that.
No, yeah. So I last time I went to BlizzCon, you may have played. I played a lot of Blizzard Dota. That's like all I did was play. Blizzard
all I
Dota.
did was play Diablo 3.
Oh, and I played Diablo 3, the multiplayer.
yeah, that
the
thing.
PvP. That felt like it was good enough to like be released with the game, and then there hasn't.
Yep.
I literally quit Diablo 3 because they never introduced the PvP, and I played through the game, and normally I'm not the kind of guy that plays through games like multiple times, but I played through and I got all the way to what's the
Inferno?
highest one, Inferno.
Yeah.
So I got all the way to Inferno. And then they finally were like, yeah, we're still not releasing PvP. And I was like, well, the
Well-
only reason I did this was to get the best items for PvP. So now I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's
This
why
is-
all
this
of
is-
us. stopped
I
playing.
have been championing this since the last BlizzCon, where I'm like, that PvP was perfect.
It was so
like,
fun.
It was incredibly balanced. You could excel at any class. We had played it like because they had PvP for the last 2 ones, but the last year's was really really good. And me and my buddies, because we were like, it was 5-on-5.
Yeah, it was just a 10-minute deathmatch and it was fucking fun.
And so
Yeah.
we went and saw everything once, and then the rest of the weekend we just kept getting in line. And I ended up winning a poster,
Nice.
with signed by the entire team because I did so well. and I was like, this is good to go. This is like already in. It's a great.
Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't have. It has like the fun play style of like a Dota, like a MOBA, but you don't have to. There's no laning.
They
It like
actually-
takes away a lot of the difficult things.
I
that
wish
make
I
it.
could remember the name of the game. They released a game that was
Oh.
literally just
We played that for a while. Champions.
Bloodline Champions.
Bloodline
Yeah,
Champions.
Bloodline
Yeah.
Champions.
Yeah, and it was just basically what the Diablo multiplayer was, but slightly worse. And-
Yeah.
Well, because
It was more like
they
a
had
mix
to move
of-
with WASD. Like it was a
Yeah,
slower
it-
pace.
Yeah, exactly.
I played it for a while. It was fun, but it just did not have the polish of the.
Yeah,
But it was like an indie game.
but I'm right there with you, man. That I couldn't believe when they announced it wasn't releasing with PvP, and then I was like, okay, they're trying to tweak balance stuff, and then they still didn't do it, and I was like, man, what are they doing?
And now maybe it'll come out with the expansion.
I
Yeah,
also
maybe?
thought, and I don't know if you agreed, like, because everyone's like, how are you going to balance multiplayer with items and skills? And it's like, have preset skills
Mm-hmm.
like a MOBA, where you don't get to you don't have access to every skill.
I think
and
they can-
that way you can balance it that way and make
Well,
it
no,
more
Also,
I like
wait,
I like the idea.
they've made WoW balanced, like in their
Well, here's the
in their
thing.
arenas.
I like
Kind
I
of.
like
I mean, not very, but
as
I mean,
balanced as you can.
I mean, at least
9
they
classes.
exactly, and they put it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
what I
how
like
would that be?
what I liked about Diablo's system was it felt like it was built for, because like everyone hated on like, oh, I hate that you can only have 4 skills equipped and like that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. And to me, I was like, well, that's awesome, because in my head I was like, they're doing that because they're trying to make it a cool balance thing for the PvP. And what I thought was cool was like, you can do different builds. So it's like one mage could play completely different from another mage based on what skills they equipped for the multiplayer.
Yeah.
So I liked that aspect of it, and I was really hoping it would release with the game, man. And I thought there'd be cool game types they could have done like a capture the flag mode that would
Like
have
they've
been
done
cool.
so many things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's arena multiplayer.
yeah.
And
Fill
and
in the
they-
blank.
And they also like have it's Blizzard. They have the time and resources to take like a risk and make new game types. And I think of like League, whatever League or Dota, anyone comes up with a new game type, it's like a big ordeal. But for them, they can just be like, "Here's a new one. Okay, whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing that is cool about it is they could have released it so that everyone had access to all the skills and stuff, so that it would have been like completely balanced, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And the only difference could be
It
like your
was-
armor,
that was
and
like
your weapon.
I'm never disappointed with Blizzard normally. They like everything they do is like spot on, and all their games are amazing, but I was like super annoyed.
I was
like
I was
off of-
disappointed.
I was
I
off
will
of-
I will say that I was disappointed.
I was
in
off
that.
of Blizzard for a while, and like I played the Blizzard Dota a lot because I love MOBAs, but I'm interested to see this year what they've changed, because when I tried it out, it was basically League of Legends with like one twist on like the Baron type minion, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be interested to see how
You
it
get to play
is.
You get to play as Blizzard.
That's why I'm
Oh, yeah.
excited.
That's
Well,
kinda
no,
fun, yeah.
that is exactly like I don't play LoL a lot because I never got into it. But I mean, it's a fun game. Like I'm not like one of those Dota players that's like fuck League of Legends.
League sucks.
Yeah, no, League of Legends is a fun game. It's just like, a little simpler than Dota. But the reason I'm excited for the Blizzard one is because I get to play as all my favorite Warcraft characters,
Yeah.
which is like my favorite video game universe is the Warcraft universe.
Blizzard is like
And
my
StarCraft and all
gaming
that, but
version
mainly
of like
Warcraft.
Disney.
Yeah,
Where, like
yes.
they have got great characters, really fun stories, and I can go away from it. Like I'm not currently playing a Blizzard game, but I'm gonna fucking love BlizzCon. I'm gonna be right back in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
I
it's
want
so close to Disneyland, so
like also it's next to Disneyland, so
Yeah.
I will go there with my.
Like
annual
when I'm
pass.
at home, like I play a lot of games for work, and I love playing a lot of games. But I'm like glad that I do it for work, because otherwise I would just be playing Dota. But like Blizzard games are the one, like anything they put out is like are the games that take me away from Dota. I always play Blizzard games. They're
Yeah.
just so good.
Well, and
Every
hopefully with because Diablo is one of the most important franchises to me. I'm hoping this expansion fixes a lot of Diablo, like Lord of Destruction fixed the original D2.
I'm going to get the expansion because I'm just a diehard fan. But I'll be so upset if PvP doesn't get released, man.
And it's on.
it's really
the burden is on them to like bring it back and make it exciting. Getting rid of the auction house is a good step. A lot of their changes.
But
I heard they made a lot of tweaks to it, but it's like
they've lost a lot of people, like a lot of goodwill. in
Yeah.
that
yeah,
franchise.
and you gotta you gotta like definitely step
Like,
it
yeah,
up.
step up.
When their big announcement was, we're putting it on consoles, I was like, okay, great. You know, I wasn't excited. At all.
Oh God, no, yeah. And
Yeah.
and what was it at E3? They're like, oh, we were at Activision or whatever booth, and they're like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to play Diablo 3 on the console? I'm like, I was just like,
No!
no.
Do you
No.
understand?
I don't want to be a dick,
like,
but no.
I like clicking. People say people are like, that game's made for the console. It's so antiquated. I'm like, that's how it was, and that's perfect. So just stop shitting on it for no reason.
Yeah. That being said, though, people have said that they put a lot of
the
the
reason-
refinements in the console version that aren't going to come out on the PC version until the expansion with some Blue stuff. And they're saying like it's actually like a really fun couch co-op game. So
Oh yeah, I agree.
you
I
know-
mean, people play Torchlight all the time. It makes sense, but
Yeah.
that's not what I wanted their big announcement.
No,
for Diablo
totally.
to be.
All right, moving on. Oculus Rift announced that they're going to make an Oculus Rift for Android devices. For like
I don't understand.
they're making
What
a
are you
smaller.
gonna play Bejeweled Blitz, where like the gems are falling down?
That
at you?
is exactly what I'm saying. Because have you used it, the Oculus Rift? I love 3D.
I know I haven't gotten a chance to use it yet. I've laughed as other people use it, but I have not yet.
It's
myself.
awesome.
Yeah.
It works. It's really cool, but it works for like PC experiences or like big budget. I don't know what you need motion tracking for.
On
Like
a-
Angry Birds is so you can like look over here.
and you just throw them with your eyes.
Actually, that would be kind of.
If you could throw them with your pupils, then it's just like.
but it doesn't track your eye. It
You
doesn't
just-
track your eye
You
movement.
just have like it checks
it
your
tracks
head
your
movement.
head movement.
So you
No,
don't have to be like flinging.
I thought that was part of the technology was that it tracked your pupil movement as well.
No, just
no,
like
no. It's
it
just
sort of
use your head.
fills out your eye. So if you look anywhere, you'll still see screen. But
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
just covers your thing, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm like that's.
Oh, that's kind of less exciting, but
No, but
it's
yeah,
the
still
thing is
cool.
awesome though for
No,
like
it's still cool.
for what was it? Not
Hawken?
MechWarrior. Hawken. Yeah.
The Hawken demo at PAX was just you in a level with no enemies, and you can just fire your weapons around, and
Do
it
you know-
kept me engaged for like the 10 minutes. I was just like, what, all the time.
Did you ever play that really, really old virtual reality? It was called like Beachhead. Or
Yes.
Something.
The-
You
yes.
pull it down over
Yes.
your head, and then you
And then
like,
you
spin
swivel around, yeah.
and this stuff. That's like what
an
it reminds me of.
alarmingly large number of bowling alleys
Yeah.
still have that.
Yeah,
Yep.
they do.
And
Oh,
even though
man.
I don't play it nowadays, I just go and put myself in it, just for like the fun of it. So I'm excited. I really don't know if there's
I-
a purpose to having it on an Android version.
I'm just like, what Android's going to be powerful enough to
But
make
the
a
bigger
good
thing,
experience?
the bigger announcement, and it's really a smaller part of this, is they're like it's going to launch close to the time that the retail version launches, and they haven't yet really said
You know,
there is a retail launch. So this to me is more of a confirmation
I
that
get-
we are getting a retail version of the Oculus Rift.
I
That's
got the perfect Oculus Rift mobile usage. Ready?
Dude, shoot it. Go.
So you're listening to music and you have one of those like old Winamp visualizers, and then you're just in this crazy world of like, holy fuck, there's swirls and shit going all over the place.
That would be. I wonder, like, as a sleep aid, how the Oculus Rift could be used. Because that, like, to piggyback off that, people use like masks on their head. You can
Yeah.
just sit there, yeah, and just like play your
Put
music.
on a
And
visualizer.
it basically just like fucks your brain with awesomeness.
Yeah.
And then you fall asleep.
That's an interesting way of
Fucking
putting
your
it.
brain with awesomeness.
Yeah.
The Oculus Rift.
That should be their tagline for
I
what
like
the
it.
Oculus Rift
I
is.
want a company that's bold enough to use "fuck" in their tagline.
Yeah. No,
Get your fuck
They
on.
would
be. No.
Trojans, get your fuck on.
no, no stars or anything either. Just straight up fuck. Yeah.
Who,
Like,
what company would have that? Balls energy drink.
dude,
Fuck.
I'm so. Yes.
Uh-oh.
Balls, man. I fucking. And this is gonna be an animated GIF or something. I fucking love balls, man. That drink is the best. I couldn't enjoy drinking balls more.
Sohinki loves his balls.
I
What?
love.
Like, I used to I have the fondest memories of going, because I used to be huge into Counter-Strike, and I would play, like, LAN tournaments and stuff. I was actually, like, semi-professional at it when I was, like, a teenager. But I would go to LAN cafes, I would sit down with a Balls energy drink, and I would just play Counter-Strike, and it was the most fun as a kid that, like, I had.
We
Land
at our
parties.
next right down the street from our high school was I don't remember the name of it, but it was a
It was a
LAN
LAN
center.
party, yeah, or a
And
LAN center, yeah.
and on Fridays we would go and just play like, and it was like dark rooms only lit by the monitors and the refrigerator
Yep.
with like the blue
Yes.
glow.
Yep.
And those are some of my favorite memories.
And they had the microwave
great.
pizzas as well.
Oh my god, they had like all the snack foods. That was like those are some of my greatest memories
The,
ever.
Before we had.
I
Before we
almost
had
got
high-speed
beat up by an
internet.
older kid.
Oh,
Do you remember
yeah.
that guy? We were playing like DE rats or whatever, and I just like killed him.
Oh,
it wasn't,
rats.
which is like my favorite
So,
level. It
yeah.
wasn't. I didn't talk any shit. I just killed the guy, and he got up. He's like, "Who the fuck is Darth Balls?" That was I named myself Darth Balls for like 5 years of online gaming after Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and I was like, and he's like, "You think you're tough shit?" I was like, "Just shot you, dude, with a scout too. I'm not even like a pussy with an op, but that's fine."
My name was Maniac Bunny. That's like what I was as a child because I liked the visual. Because I had just watched Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail.
There we are.
But I liked a bunny chewing someone's throat out is great. But I liked the imagery of a bunny with dual pistols just blowing people away.
Jazz Jackrabbit.
Yeah. But I had just watched Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail, and I was like, that's hilarious. I want to be that as my Counter-Strike.
Darth Balls. Maniac Rabbit,
Maniac Bunny.
Maniac Bunny. Well,
Yeah.
you're Exon.
I've been Exon forever.
Where did you come?
It came from Star Wars Galaxies when we had to like pick a name.
Did you do the random generator?
I think it was random generator, and then I tweaked it. Yeah.
And then you were Exon Starless, and you, like Starless Enterprises, because we
made
you ever play Galaxies. I don't know if you could.
You could build your own town.
You didn't have to like just do combat. You could do like any number of classes, and like merchant was one. So Schroeder like
I ran up merchant.
Yeah, Schroeder was like that was his him playing the game was him just like selling stuff, and he
Yeah.
was like he branded it Starless Enterprises.
It was fun.
But much
we
like...
had a fucking huge like mall where we could put in like in the guild. Everyone in the guild just put in their vendors and stuff, and it was a
Nice.
good time.
But
And then the new game updates came, and we
much
all left.
like Lil Romeo becoming Romeo and all those little people becoming... I went from Maniac Bunny to just Maniac. Because I felt I was too old to be a
So
bunny.
you're that
Really?
hardcore. You're just
Yeah.
like, I'm just a maniac.
I'm just a maniac, and now I'm just Sohinki though, because I was
Okay.
like, because when I was like first getting into YouTube and like picking what I was gonna be known, I was like, if I name myself Maniac, that's the lamest thing ever. I'm just gonna use my last name.
People will make fun of you. Yeah. Well, I was Darth Balls, and then that was pre-diabetes when I came up with that, and then I'm like, I need a new name that's like nerdy but also like that, so I made Diabetes, but with a 337 at the end to make it cool. People just call me Diablo all the time because they didn't like people are too lazy to look. And then I got into YouTube and I'm like, I should brand better. So then it was like now it's just Team Davis is like
My new handle that not my new handle because I go by Sohinki and everything now, but my handle after Maniac was Endless Mike because I made. So first of all, it works on multiple levels because I was an undead rogue named Endless Mike.
oh,
and he's
you were
endless.
the worst.
Yeah.
You were the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you had what was the undead ability just to
The
get out of
passive,
stuff?
the passive was the trinket, the PvP trinket.
Yes.
It was just that. But
Yeah,
for
no,
their
it was.
passive.
Oh my God, you were so full. Oh, you're
Dude,
the worst.
I
You're
was-
the worst.
You're the
We couldn't
worst.
stop you. You would like lock down everybody.
Well, it was in vanilla. So it was I was an undead rogue in vanilla, and it was my first level 60 character because I watched a PvP video on YouTube of a guy just backstabbing the fuck out of people, and I was like, I want to do that shit. And I did so many runs in it was the instance before Molten Core where you like got your ability to like get into the core.
Upper Blackrock Spire or Lower Blackrock Spire?
Upper Blackrock Spire, and in the bar, you had to constantly make stealth runs to kill this one dude in the
Yep,
bar
yep,
to
the
get the
dwarf guy or
dagger.
whatever.
Yeah, because he would drop a rare dagger, and at that time, pre-Molten Core, it was the best dagger that a rogue could use.
Which one
because
was
of
it?
The, God, I wish I could remember. Someone in the comments is going to know what it is. But it was a rare dagger, and it had the highest top damage. And that was most important. Like, people always like, oh, you got to have, this and this. But no, the most important thing for a rogue was the highest top damage and the highest attack speed for your offhand.
Mm-hmm.
So you were swinging fast, and then you also had your
Yeah, that was a big thing. Is for certain, like for enhancement shamans, you wanted really high weapon damage because Wind Fury would proc off that.
Wind Fury procced, then it was just like, ba-bam.
Yeah, and then it was like, but if you had like a fast one that was slow, you would just do smaller crits. Yeah,
Dude, I always played, and this is the hipsteriest thing and simultaneously the nerdiest thing I ever said. But like, whenever I play any video game, I always try to pick whatever the hardest thing is to do and do that. So like, when no one was a Shadow Priest, I was a fucking Shadow Priest trying to rock that shit in like PvP and stuff. And when no one was an Enhancement Shaman, I was fucking an Enhancement Shaman. Like, before you got the wolves and shit.
Yeah.
And then like, when everyone became a Shadow Priest, all of a sudden I was like, fuck it, Discipline, because no one does that shit. And then I was a Discipline Priest, and my whole jam, before it was cool, was using Reflective Shield and just healing myself up and having people murder themselves on my shields.
I feel like
I
we're
was
very
there.
similar people because
Yeah.
I played Warlock, which now Warlocks in the beginning were not good.
No.
They've since become OP, but there was on the forums one line that really stuck out to me was when I was looking for which class I want to play, and someone's like, if you're a level 59 warlock, roll a mage and level to 60. Like they're basically just like, don't even do it. And I'm like, I'm gonna do that. And then it got really good. So all of my like glory of being a warlock when they were shitty
And by
was
the way,
worthless because they were OP.
By the way, fuck frost mages. Pyro Mage all the fucking way, dude. I love that shit. You do
Arcane
so
Mage
much
too was
damage.
pretty cool.
Yeah, Arcane Mage was sick too. But the Pyro Mage is awesome because you got burning speed. So whenever it was like actually semi-viable for PvP back in the day, because like people would hit you and then you get your burning speed and you're able to run away. But yeah, man. I always, and then when everyone was doing Discipline Priest, after everyone was Discipline Priest, I did Holy Priest and I did like a Smite build. So it was like just casting smites on people.
You like did damage as a Holy Priest?
Yeah. So there was a bug for a while. I used to
a bug in World of Warcraft.
Oh
No!
I used to abuse this bug because so they had an ability for Holy Priest where it was if you cast Smite or a heal, I forget. I think it was Healing Touch. It was Flash Heal, the quick one.
The quick one, yeah.
So if you cast Smite or Flash Heal, you had a chance to then cast another one for free of cost at instant speed. Just instantly you could cast it, but there's no way that it could crit. But there was a bug for a while where it could crit, and I think there was also normally they couldn't chain off of each other. Like it's not supposed to be able to trigger off of that, but then it could trigger. So there was a while where I was a Holy Priest just casting smites, and every now and then you just get a ridiculous combo where you'd chain like 4 instant ones together and just blow someone up for like 10k damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was really fun. And then they
Bullshit.
fixed it, and then I was sad.
And then you were sad.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, let's see. We got one other thing I want to give a shout out to because as a diabetic, I got to.
Oh, okay.
There's this new a game they want to Kickstarter called The Magi and the Sleeping Star, and it's like made by a diabetic developer, and one of the gameplay elements is that you have to like monitor your blood sugar levels. So
You finally got a diabetic.
we got
superhero.
one. Look, we had Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters.
Jeremy Renner.
I finally have a
is-
movie diabetic, and then now we're getting this. I'm saying support it. They have like a sort of a
Like, what do they have in
prototype
there? 'Cause
build
you
right
watched
now.
it, I didn't watch it,
What's supposed to be
yeah.
like a third-person sort of like action shooter.
Uh-huh.
The prototype doesn't look good, but it is just like a proof of concept. Like this is like the kind of thing you're gonna fight like giant dinosaurs and shit and other stuff.
That's cool.
I'm gonna support it. He only wants $20,000, which I'm like, to make a game is
Is this
pretty
going
cheap.
on PC or is it going on? Is it a mobile?
I don't remember. Sorry, I did watch the video several times. But
Okay.
I am so amazed at what people can do sometimes with like the smallest amount of money to like. Just
with like
use-
when passion is your currency rather
like,
than money.
Like Steam Greenlight makes some of the greatest games like you'll ever play. Sometimes you just go on there and you're like, holy shit, these games are amazing. Like, how is this not funded by anyone? Like, there was one a while ago that I played called The Bridge. It was just a puzzle game, but it was like so cool. Like the design of it, it was all like those. God, I'm blanking on the name of the guy. But it's just optical illusions, like like the never-ending
MC
staircase.
Escher?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
it's just like Escher-style puzzles, and
That's
you have to
cool.
like traverse them and like get to the end of the puzzle, like by rotating the world around and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, Steam Greenlight has so many cool stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so many cool games. I feel like that's the kind of thing that would be on there.
Yeah. Oh, and then
So
also,
like, what was was there like an educational part to it, or was it just
I mean,
like,
it's not.
or was it more just
The guy's saying like the game is not about like being diabetic. It's about being a hero who has diabetes. So it will. It's not like gonna be. I feel like it's not even Rocksmithy's. It's still like very tutorial.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an element in it, but I don't think like you can't just become super knowledgeable about diabetes
You know,
from playing this game. But you will learn some stuff.
You know,
I
what
think-
would be cool to see would be like a post-apocalyptic survival type game where your character
and you have
has
to go
diabetes.
find
Well,
insulin
because
everywhere?
because like that adds another element of like you don't even think about that. Like normally it's just like where am I gonna find food and water?
Trust me, I've thought about it a
Yeah.
lot. But yeah.
But it's like now it's like I gotta find food and water and insulin, and weird shit's gonna happen if I don't get enough insulin.
Well, and
at
you
the right
gotta
time.
you gotta keep insulin refrigerated because it doesn't last forever. There's like a whole
So how would you
bunch
do that
of,
in post-apocalyptic world?
You gotta find. Well, you
Look,
gotta like.
you would
find it.
just basically I would just die. It's like at some point, I don't know. I mean, it's not impossible, but like with the struggles that most people go through in post-apocalyptic universes, you're probably just gonna go. I've already said the zombie apocalypse happens. I'll stick around for a while, but as soon as it looks bad, I'm like, guys, just give me 2 swords. I will go out like a badass. Like just I'm gonna run out there and just start killing.
Yeah.
It's cool.
We'll see how far I make it.
Yeah.
That's I think the greatest diabetic hero moment was in Hansel and Gretel when he was like, he didn't have his insulin shot and he was starting to fail, and then just didn't she throw it to him or something like that, or how did he get it?
Did it flip to him in slow motion and then he's just
And he's like, and then all of a sudden
Just
he has
superpowers.
superpowers.
Yeah,
that's just like that's what needs to happen
that
when
what
you
you
shoot
wish?
up on
Okay.
insulin.
every time you have an insulin.
Is that what
shot,
happens?
Is that
You
what
just-
you wish? It
it's
just gives you
basically
superpowers?
adrenaline.
I so badly want to do a video about like diabetic myths or like other things, and but that's not. It's like more gradual than that. And you see me when I have like insulin issues. It takes me a while to like. It's not just like, oh my god, kryptonite, and then like, boom, okay, yeah, no, it's not
Whoa.
adrenaline. It's just like you feel like shit still for a while because it takes like, 20 minutes plus like. Well, depending on your metabolism, but to hit you. So
Yeah.
that's not how it works at all.
I know, but it looked cool.
Yeah.
So and it was
No, that's
and it was
fine.
the best part of the movie. Him
Don't
being
eat the
diabetic.
fucking candy.
It was so good.
That's why I love that movie. I think because it's like he's got like
He-
fantasy diabetes. Like that's what he has. He has a giant. It's
And he got it from eating too
from
much
eating
candy.
like evil witch candy.
That's hilarious.
That's not how I got it, by the way.
That's
I
how
got,
you got it.
genetics.
You
Or,
definitely totally got it by eating.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a little break right now, and then we'll come back and answer some questions. So enjoy this commercial, and we'll see you in a sec.
Bye.
And we're back.
Hello.
We're back here.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the commercial as always.
What
we
was
try
it?
to bring you the best one. It's
Comment
YouTube.
below and tell us how awesome that commercial was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't do that.
And if there was a hot chick in it. Woo. Anyways, we're gonna
got
answer
some
some questions.
questions.
All right, we got a couple good ones. Some good questions this week. Let's start with Richard Engelbert asks, which game is most deserving of a reboot or sequel?
An interesting question.
Oh, I got a good one.
Who wants to start?
You can start. I got
Okay.
a good one as well, I think.
I want this. I think this deserves a sequel because it's not going to get it. Is the Devil May Cry reboot?
Oh, DMC.
DMC.
Oh, dude, DMC was the shit. I loved that
Yep.
game.
It
So
was.
you kind of look like Dante with that jacket, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it is a little Dante.
Yeah, because he did that reverse color
yeah,
scheme.
yeah.
I'm sorry. It was a very good story. It updated the characters really well. It took away some of the ridiculousness, which people, were not happy about. But I think it replaced it with like
Good.
just good story,
With
like
good.
with good story and good characters.
Oh,
story-
also the combat system was more fluid than it's ever been.
The combat system
people
was
were
amazing.
people were bitching because it wasn't 60 frames per second. So that's
You
like
could
you
Well,
could
so-
you
well,
couldn't.
that was not
perfect-
their
yeah.
biggest complaint. I think
I mean,
the redesign of the character was.
redesign
the biggest
was
complaint.
You could
biggest
do the
complaint, yes.
craziest fucking combos in that game, like switching between weapons and flailing people around, and like you felt like such a badass. And like I thought I was going to hate New Dante. I was like this emo guy with these annoying catchphrases, and then I played through it and I was like, this guy's a badass, and it's so
Right, he
much
was a
fun.
good, and the story was just a lot better. I liked them being Nephilim
Yeah.
instead of being
like half the
whatever the hell they were.
I think they were like half demons anyways, but now they're like half demons,
Half
half
hu-
angels.
And it was
Yeah.
interesting to see like it's like how's this? I mean, clearly he's gonna fight Virgil at some point. Like how's this?
Yeah, how's that going to play out?
Yeah.
That was cool.
But their relationship was so cool. Oh my god.
Yeah.
it
yeah.
felt a lot like a First Class kind of thing, where it's like, Virgil was just so awesome
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing, and it was just
Oh yeah, it is like
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Magneto Xavier
Yeah.
thing where you're like you're gonna go bad, but it's still such an interesting character. It was so good. Yeah, no, definitely.
and how
it
the
deserves
world,
that.
how the level design was just amazing,
Mhm.
like just visually so stunning.
Also like the whole theory, like purgatory, like the whole
Yeah,
you
and that
affecting the world kind of, but not.
yes,
like,
and that was
one-to-one.
great too. Like that's how the world was hidden. Was everything happens in purgatory in this like, little pocket dimension.
I did like it was a little lame sometimes. There's like randomly it's like, oh no, I'm being sucked into purgatory. It's like every single time something bad happens, like, oh god, you're being sucked into purgatory again.
I guess that was sort of a weird thing where like everything does happen in purgatory, where
Yeah.
it's like, so it's like, do your powers work outside of
Yeah.
that? It was that was sort of
I was curious.
questionable, but
It was
I
weird.
still thought, I don't know, I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool. Like that's how you like affect the world.
You
It's
wake up
like,
at the end and
you
it's
see
just an
they
acid trip.
like they see Dante just like fighting air, and then oh no, the Ferris wheel starts falling for
Yeah.
no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
It was cool, and I don't think that it's gonna get a sequel.
No.
I think
No.
that old DMC fans are gonna have their way. They're gonna revert
fanboys
back.
ruin gaming.
I
I've
mean-
said that for the longest time. Fanboys ruin gaming because they're so afraid of changes in their characters. I've always said that I wish that, like, as an example, the Assassin's Creed franchise would take a leap and make their main character not look like every other main character they've ever made. with the damn white hood and everything, and just adding a pistol instead of whatever it is.
I would just like them to get rid of the modern day storyline. I think, and we were talking about this a couple days ago. I think if they got rid of that, I would play the franchise.
Yeah,
because then it would just be fun, like exploring a time period.
You know what's funny is I've tried out the single player, but I never got into it. I got into Assassin's Creed because of the multiplayer. 'Cause I was
Really?
like, this is super cool.
That looks. I mean, that's almost why I would want to play. Cause
It's
of the multiplayer.
does
it's
look
getting
cool.
a little tired now because they haven't changed or
haven't
updated the
updated the
multiplayer
multiplayer,
the multiplayer at all. But now
now you can do it in the jungle and stuff.
yeah, I don't
Doesn't
know.
that make it so cool? No.
I'll be interested to see how the franchise evolves when they start exploring more recent time periods. Like on one of our shows recently, I was like, I would love to see them do like World War II, and like see how that played out.
We're
That would
talking
be
like,
cool.
you and
Yeah.
Fish were talking
Wild
like the Old West.
West and-
Old West
yeah.
would be cool.
Wild West would be cool. I mean, obviously everyone wants to see like the Orient, like ninjas or samurai or something would be awesome.
That'd be really cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's your reboot sequel?
my reboot, I'm gonna go old school, an old beat 'em up, Streets of Rage. They actually released alpha footage of a reboot that they were doing. It was
How
like-
recently?
It was, I think, very early this year.
Yeah.
It was canceled. They released this alpha footage, and it was like the guy that was working on the project, like the director of the project, releases this alpha footage. I think probably hoping to be like, see, like, look how cool this would have been because it lost funding or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And all the comments for it were like, I'm so glad this didn't get made. Streets of Rage should like just be what it was. And I was like, you guys suck. This looks awesome. Like if you go back and look at the footage, it looked like it would have been a lot of fun. The only thing is the music's got to be on point because that was like one of the best things about Streets of Rage was the music was great. But yeah, I think that game would be awesome in a reboot, just going through and beating people up. Fat dudes that breathe fire randomly.
I've said that what I want the brawler. I would love to see the brawler genre like come back, but to take cues from like Arkham, the Arkham franchise's combat, where it's not just like what you have like
Not just
counter
jamming
buttons. You have
buttons
like
on the guys.
you make it more sophisticated because that makes what is otherwise very repetitive combat seem interesting.
Interesting.
Well, that-
it keeps you on your toes.
That's the thing is, I feel like Batman Arkham combat is pretty
Perfect.
repetitive. No, but what I like is more like the DMC combat, where it's like free flowing and you can switch between weapons. You can make your combos as intricate as you want, or you can just beat people up. Sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes you have to use different weapons to defeat different enemies in various ways. But
But I would say, that in
But- yeah, but-
I would say in a multiplayer setting that might get too
Yeah.
insane. Like I do think that keeping like being able to just go from one character to another and target characters really fluidly would work well in a multiplayer setting. I think, and maybe done well. We didn't ever play the Turtles game, but I think that's what the Turtles game was supposed to be. But
It was supposed to be kind of Arkham-y.
the
but it was terrible. So
Yeah,
I
Joven it, like,
find
broke him.
it broke him as a human.
So it's like,
I
okay,
like-
not gonna try it.
like I mean, I don't get me wrong, I like the Arkham games, but the combat did just feel like a little too simple for me. Like it's just going back and forth and critting, and then you hit counter when you're supposed to, and when they have the armor, you do the stun, and I don't know. It seemed very simple. What I like more about Batman, other than the combat, is the sneaking around aspect and trying to
the stealth
surprise
predator
people.
gameplay.
Yeah.
that
That's
is fun too.
It makes you feel like a badass.
Yeah. I haven't tried the multiplayer yet, but that's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
You played it yet?
No,
we
like,
have
just
we
got
got
the
it.
game.
We got. I haven't had a yeah.
So the way the multiplayer works is there's two teams of thugs just having a normal deathmatch and fighting
Yeah.
it out. But then there's one team of people, like a way smaller team, playing as the heroes.
Yeah, Batman and Robin.
And they can like take people out and stuff, and they win if they get their like enough takedowns.
That's
but you
cool.
can also win the game as one of the thug teams just
Like,
by eliminating
killing
the
them.
other team.
They're like the Golden Snitch.
Yeah, no, they just took the Splinter Cell, which I loved, like the Spies versus Mercs, and then added another element because then you can like bust
also gotta
out
play that.
Bane
Yeah.
and the Joker, like they can come out too. It looks really cool. I'm probably gonna get if it's good. I'm gonna get really into it. I saw-
Someone tweeted like, "Hey, I broke Batman's back as Bane. It was awesome."
Well, I was watching Joven play it, and it hurt me to watch like bad people play as Robin and Batman, where they like jump down and just like jump down, not on somebody, and then like awkwardly try to run and then get shot. And I'm like, you are fucking
You're
not
terrible.
Batman,
Yeah.
sir.
It's the
This should-
You are
equivalent.
not
this
my
should-
Batman.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of roof runners in the Assassin's Creed multiplayer. None of you know what I'm talking about
Is
because
that-
you haven't played. But essentially, like, so the game is awesome, and you get rewarded for being more stealthy.
Yeah.
But there's people that just sprint around the game, running on the roofs and just trying to run at people, and you get way less points for that. And it's like, this
But it's
isn't-
like they're just trying to Zerg rush
yeah,
their
it's
score.
like this isn't Call of Duty. Stop doing that. You're ruining the game for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had this mode called Advanced Wanted where that was way less viable because your compass leading to your target was like not accurate at all. Just kind of led you to the general area, so you couldn't really run around a lot.
You had to like observe.
Yeah, you had to observe and be very like. And if you were running around
That's
on
cool.
roofs and stuff, like you're just like, oh, that's obviously my target running around being an idiot. So it was way easier to kill them. But they removed that mode from the game, and that was like the biggest mistake they've ever made. I think.
All
Yeah.
right.
Sadness.
What
anyway,
would what would yours
the
be?
reboot?
It's not a reboot.
Or
it's a
a
sequel. And Psychonauts 2. I
Yeah,
I
that
love
Is
deserves it.
Psychonauts the like MOBA-y type game?
No, Psychonauts
Well,
is this game that's awesome.
It was a
nuts.
hybrid
Psychonauts.
of yeah.
It's
Psychonauts
like-
came out on the Xbox.
Yeah,
It was a third-person
Oh, third
action.
person.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Awesome Knots is the
Yeah,
the
that's what
MOBA.
I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
of.
Psychonauts
Psychonauts,
is this great game that I got really hyped for, and I got it when it came out on Xbox, and it was amazing. And then it just didn't do
Yeah.
well. It's become a cult classic,
A lot of people
and people
have
have
it
like
now.
now people love it, and I'm glad because it's just one of the most like clever, imaginative, fun, great games.
I remember
Get it on Steam. It's still great.
I borrowed your Xbox for like a weekend.
Yeah.
I remember when
It's
because
so-
it only came out on Xbox.
It's so good.
Originally.
There, like some of the platforming elements have not held up today.
Yeah.
Like you will like die a lot of
But-
times to some janky stuff,
But the immersion is just really good. The art behind it, the just style in
it
general.
still looks good. It's one of those games
and
that's so stylized.
it has goggle art.
It has
and goggle art is
goggle
the
art.
greatest part.
God, I'm not gonna spoil it, but every level, every facet of that game
Psychonauts Dose.
is amazing. Yeah, and there was gonna be a Psychonauts 2, and at the end it leaves it open for like a much larger game.
Yeah.
And then what's his face from Minecraft, Notch.
Was like sort
they
of
tweeted and
like,
they were talking
I'll
about
help
maybe
fund
like
it.
help funding it, and then they
And
didn't.
then
But I'm like,
it was
one day we'll get a Psychonauts 2. I hope, and it'll be great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next question.
I love that one.
Neo Ace asks, if you could make up the story for the next Pokemon game, how would it go?
Ready? Wait for it.
Let's
You
hear
got it?
So the story is the Pokemon finally realize why the fuck are we fighting each other, and they turn on all the trainers, and then you gotta battle all these fucking crazy monsters that you've been controlling. All these, like, you throw out your Pokeball and you're like, go, and they're like, fuck no, I'm just gonna attack you, and then you gotta like defeat.
But
the
no,
Pokemon.
but we're friends.
Yeah.
I petted you so much.
That would
and
be a
Pokemon
very
on me.
interesting story, like a much more adult
It would be
take on
super
it.
Yeah.
dark and like messed up because you'd be having to like kill Pikachus and stuff.
Well, and you could
Not just knock them out. You got to take them out for good.
you
'cause
could do a
they're-
lot of cool stuff where it's like, because Pokemon they've sort of established that like Pokemon and humans are supposed to work together and it's supposed to be. So you'd have like a lot of these Pokemon who were just like kill them all, and then there would be like a subsection who's like, look, we can't kill them all. Like we're supposed to be together, so they're gonna like they protect them,
It
but
would-
it's like
You
you
know what
have
it
to
would
be
be?
good. No one's right.
You know what it would
crazy.
be? It would be the X-Men. It
Pokemon would be the X-Men.
Yeah, because it would be like the sect of mutants that's like kill all the humans, and then there would be the sect of mutants that's like we got to work together still, and like some of them would even be fighting with the humans still.
That's what I'm
against the
saying.
other
Yeah, you'd have a
Pokemon.
couple. They'd be sort of outcasts among the larger populace,
Yeah.
but in the end, like they come to some sort of agreement that works out for everybody. It's a new era of Pokemon dons.
Yeah.
I love the mentality of you like moving to. I still think that you can keep the basic structure of just like being a kid or maybe
Yeah.
a little older, but like starting off on your like adventure and then like becoming the best. What I think is
like
they need
no one ever was.
essentially yes.
No.
And what I like with X and Y is instead of just having one rival, they gave you like 4 other buddies. But first of all, get some adult writers in here.
Like,
Stop
get some
making everyone is so one note in Pokemon. It's
They're
terrible.
terribly written. Like,
Yeah.
just the Team Flare thing was just horribly written, and it could have been a lot better than it was.
And what they should do is make it so that first of all, get rid of HMs as a thing that you need to equip as a move on your Pokemon because it ruins slots and it takes stuff. So just like get the ability to use that in combat, and then have it so you can go anywhere you want to, and have the Final Fantasy leveling system where the enemies kind of level up with your like average level, so that you don't have to fight them in sequence. And depending on when you fight a Pokemon gym leader, their Pokemon will have evolved, will learn new things, so you can like, which will help in multiple ways. You can just do it however you want, and be you can't just like out level someone and steamroll, which is kind of what happens in Pokemon.
I mean, they
Yeah.
should make it so that like the world exists on its own. So like, the other trainers are leveling up the same time you're
Yeah.
leveling up, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So
Like,
oh,
yeah.
and then the other part is instead of having one team evil, have the game either be countries or just factions, and you back one. Like you could have like 3 different. There's like a Team Rocket, Team Flare, Team Magma, like whatever. Don't call them that, but like, and they all have their own ends, and it's up to you as a trainer
To decide
to
who's
be
back.
like, okay, which one is the best, and then hopefully have some kind of say in the way the group, like you can affect the way the group does things. So if you get like popular enough, you can dethrone the leader and be like, okay, well, you have some good points, but you're bad in this way. Let's do it this way.
what if there was
That would be cool to me.
What if there was a Pokemon Olympics? You could take your Pokemon to the Pokemon Olympics, and there's different events.
That would be awesome.
Pokemon at the Olympics side game. Do it.
Or it's just like one of the main stories. Instead of doing the Elite Four, you're like taking
Or
them
just-
to the Poke
No,
Olympics.
it's like after
Yeah.
you beat the Elite Four, you can like it can be like
Or you
here's
can
Pokemon
keep going,
Olympics,
yeah.
and it's not just about because there's so many other parts of Pokemon that like the different natures of them and their different abilities and stuff that like
Could be used outside
you
of
can
use
battle.
out of combat.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well maybe my like Caesar is not going to win, a top tier
My,
match. but,
my
like,
Caesar's gonna win everything.
okay, you're right. That example, like or like like a
kidding,
Rhyhorn or
yeah.
like any like
You
old
He will
have,
win the
Pokemon.
beauty contest
You have
with his pink
you
ribbon.
have Alakazams playing chess against each other,
Yeah.
Basically, something that's not
Yeah.
just like
fighting.
fighting or beauty contest. Some other thing where like,
Yeah.
okay, well this character like is one of these and has this stat, like it can win this. I don't know. Just basically make it adult.
Yeah.
All right. For a storyline, these are all good like gameplay enhancements. I'm trying to think of a good storyline, and I think something that was hinted in X and Y that I think could be played out to a whole thing was like, spoiler alert for the Team Flare storyline, because I don't know, spoiled by Pokemon. He mentions like right at the end when he's gonna launch this weapon that's gonna like sort of just
Reset the universe,
reset the Earth or destroy it or whatever they poorly wrote.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, what's gonna happen to the Pokemon? And he's like, oh, Pokemon will be like gone for good. Like they're just gonna erase Pokemon. And it's sort of like hinted like because Pokemon are sort of the reason why people are becoming
It's because
greedy and
no,
you know.
yeah. I think what the leader of his point was like we abuse them, and so like
So
I,
just,
I think
like, getting
and
rid
it's
of
not
them?
it's not well fleshed out because and they only dropped this revelation, which could be a giant plot.
That's what
point.
I mean.
It's like the last thing he says beforehand. He's like, oh, also there's not going to be Pokemon. Let's fight. You're like,
What? That would have been a cool thing. So I want to
You
take
can't just
that.
say that before
no,
you
I want to
start
take that
fighting.
and turn that into a whole
Into a
story,
whole plot line?
where that guy's like, this world, what this world has become. You know, Pokemon now have been around forever. Blah blah. They use Pokemon as for everything.
They
They're like
say
the
that you keep them in
Flintstones.
balls. You make them do what you want to do as a human.
Yeah.
It gets,
It's-
they just get
Yeah.
real about what.
So-
There would
it- so
definitely
it'd
be
be like,
like
no,
a
this is-
Jurassic Park thing going on where one guy's got him secretly breeding like the.
No, I want him to be like, this world should not work like this. We're gonna take out Pokemon, and then in the climax of the game, it happens, and you wake up with the world reset, and it's like it's Earth, you know.
and then how do you get it back?
How
And then you
you
find
travel
out-
back to MacGuffin, to the MacGuffin area,
And you find-
find a way to reset it, and you get your Pokemon back. But
Yeah,
like
that'd
that
be crazy.
that sort of like twist where it's like, oh, now this is just real life, and you're missing, and you're the only one that.
It's
you know,
almost like
remembers.
It's a Wonderful Life, but
Yeah.
of Pokemon.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's like the end of Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, spoiler alert there.
Mhm.
I won't say exactly what happens, but
No, that actually, that's a good plot. I was trying to keep it more like traditional. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you still have to
Put a
get
lot
your
of
8
thought
badges.
into
Like
this.
probably like after your 7th badge, oh, the world resets. Now you're just like.
and then you could
walking
like
around.
but maybe there's like a
And you, like,
god
run
type
into-
figure, but it's like you prove in that sequence that like humans can do like deserve Pokemon and
Yeah.
then it like.
Just don't keep them in balls. Just keep them as normal.
Which is pretty cool because in X and Y, there's a lot of Pokemon outside of balls. Like
Yeah.
they just like sort of, and that's cool too.
Mhm.
So, all right, final question from Crimson Crusade is: what would you say is the most original or best game mechanic ever?
I don't know about most original, but I've always said one of the best game mechanics, and this is a first-person shooter thing, so if you're not into FPS games, then you can tune out.
Team flashing.
Exactly. No, but the Counter-Strike's buy system for first-person shooters, I think, is the best mechanic as far as FPS games go, because a lot of FPS games struggle with how are we going to balance all of these different weapons. They have to be like, comparable, because if one's better than another
It's
and you have to
unfair.
unlock it, then that's unfair. But what Counter-Strike acknowledges is that, and what is true in real life, some guns are way more powerful than other guns.
That's how they're made.
Yeah, but you balance it by being like, every round, if you want to have this more powerful gun, you got to buy it, and you have to have the money to buy it from doing well in the game. And so there's a reason that Counter-Strike is still one of the most popular first-person shooters competitively X years later, and it's because it's the most balanced, and it's because of the buy system. So that's my answer.
Interesting.
That's a good one. Mine, I think the best mechanic ever is morality systems, because they make you aware of. Otherwise, you're just killing, and they sort of make you aware of what you do, and it makes you question things. And in a lot of games, there's obviously like benefits in like KOTOR and things for being one or the other.
Oh yeah,
but
dark side all the way.
But and some people just use that as a way to be like, okay, I'm just gonna make systems. But a lot of my characters, they don't always make good choices. They make the choices that I make the character do. Where I'm like, sometimes, I will like do something which they think is evil, and I'm like, that's actually good. Like I think that's a good thing. And one of the instances in Tor, you have the option to like you've like on this military installation, and you have the access to a bunch of missiles, and you can either like leave the Sith, like let them live even though they were trying to kill you, or you can use their own missiles and like destroy them. And I'm like, they were gonna use this for evil purposes. I have a moral obligation to the universe to stop them and to wipe them out, because what villain's ever like, you took over our expensive installation, we're good now. You're like, no, you're just gonna go to another one and try it again. So, and then it's like, I'm evil. That's fine. Or also in Tor basically had a lot of these where they were like service level things.
Right?
Yeah. Where it was like this Cathar lady stole medication because her people needed it, and so you had to go, and then it was stolen from her, and so you had to go steal it back from these bandits, and you could either give it back to the Cathar who stole it in the first place, that was the moral ending, or give it back to the Republic soldiers who it was going to help heal. And so I was like, well, you stole this. These are going, and I'm sorry that your situation is bad, but these are going to the soldiers who are actually on your planet trying to liberate you from the Sith. So I'm going to give it to them. And then it was like dark side points, and I'm like, well, that's just how it's going to be then, because that's the choice I made, and I'll defend it.
For me, I was like, when I played that game, I always did dark side because I just wanted to be as far dark side as I could be, because you got cool powers. And you,
that's the other flip side of it.
And you looked like super crazy, fucked up. But there were even some choices in the game where I got to them and I was like, that's a little too fucked up, and I had to like not do
Reel it in.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it would be like +7 light side points, and I'd be like, damn it, it's setting me back so much right now. I just want to have disgusting veins going throughout my face.
All through the face?
Yeah.
Well,
it really made you look gnarly in that
and
one.
a lot of decisions, they just copped out and they were like, okay, here's like a good one, and then just like the dark side is just like way, way, way evil, and you're like, well, I can still be bad and not do that. Like, I think Hitler probably drew a line somewhere. Obviously, not where we would draw
As
it, but
a
like
Jew, I'm offended.
Aww.
Saddam Hussein probably drew a line somewhere.
Yep.
I'm like, as an Iraqi.
Bad choice. I'm saying even bad people probably have a line somewhere.
I don't think Hitler had any lines.
Okay, you're right. I chose the worst example. Like the cable company, like CEOs. I'm sure they
There we go.
have a line somewhere.
There,
Landline.
Cable company CEOs.
There is-
They are pretty close to
normal-
the most evil things.
For normal, not super evil people that are bad people, there's definitely a line. There's a guy who'll remain nameless who ran an old company I used to work for. Is literally like, there are people that in history that are definitely infinitely worse, but I've never met anyone that I disliked more.
Mm-hmm.
But he seemed like he's like a good family man.
Yeah.
So his line is like, I'm only a dick and an awful person at work. So I think you're right. I think everyone has a line that they're not willing to cross, even the awful people.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, mine. Wow. I have to follow that one. What I think is the most innovative thing, and I'm gonna go back like kind of old school, so, but being able to course correct during a jump, I think, is a very innovative
Like a double
Physics
jump
breaking,
or
but
just
like-
or
It is
just-
physics. Yeah, no. Like
Just
it started
changing
in
your-
Mario, where Mario you jump up, you have that hang time, and you can course correct in that hang time. Because before it was you lock into a jump, you make that jump, you fuck up that jump, you're done. But with Mario, it gave you some leeway. It also like his hang time also dictated the hang time for most platformers for like. I think he's still like his hang
I don't-
time is still the same.
I don't
as
remember.
before.
Did you have like momentum though, or did you have free reign when you were kind of just gliding around?
Yeah, you had momentum. You had to,
Yeah.
you ran and you could jump farther and
Like,
stuff like that.
More
but-
recently, like Super Meat Boy is a game that took advantage of that kind of thing a lot. Whereas like you're in midair and then you could
Yeah.
loop and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
this crazy stuff.
But I think like that, and even if you look at Super Meat Boy, I think he would have like the same height. Like I think he jumps the same height as Mario. Like definitely the Mario jump and being able to course correct, like changed platforming
And it's a big thing in other games too, like Mega Man 2.
Yeah.
There's that level where you have to like essentially
and you
course
fall
correct
down,
all
and
the
you
way down
course
or you
correct
get
the whole
killed by
thing.
the
Yeah.
beams. And it's
Uh-huh.
like
Mega Man 2 is the best Mega Man.
yeah.
It's so good. And the best music of
did you go out with us that night at PAX where we saw the band
No, that wasn't. That was at Escapist Expo.
Escape
yeah,
Expo?
yeah.
You saw the band play through Mega Man 2 and play the music to it?
Or maybe I didn't see the Mega Man 2. I don't know. Was that the same night that Miracle of Sound went on?
No. It was the day
yeah, no, I
before.
didn't
Oh,
see
you
that.
missed. It was a
That was
bar,
a-
and they had this band was playing through. Well, there's a guy speedrunning it, and they played all the music. So they played
They
all
played-
the
and
level,
they played all-
the transitions.
They played
the
all
bosses.
in time with that.
The
Yeah.
first level of the Wily Levels music is one of the best songs in video game history. Yeah, so good.
Yep.
It's
That
a
one's
jazzy. No, that game has like.
And
the
it was
best
it
soundtrack
was
ever.
amazing
Yeah.
watching them do that because like they would like watch the guy play and he was playing it live, so they would like
Oh yeah,
they
someone
would,
was
yeah,
someone was
they'd do it,
telling
And
and
they
then
did-
like when he killed the guy, they'd be like, "Pew!" and then blam 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 ba-da-da. It was
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba-da-da.
I think as a kid, I only beat that dragon on that level like 2 times ever. It's so difficult. And even just getting to him is difficult.
Yeah, because you got to jump for
Well,
like
you have
a
to-
whole
for
level.
You
days.
have to have those platforms you pop out and they rise up, like the helicoptery ones.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't make that one jump through the ladders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
Yeah, they were. It was hard because
I-
you had
like,
to
I
use all
played
the
it-
bonus stuff.
Like, I was wondering, I was like, maybe I just wasn't that great at games as a kid. And then I downloaded,
it's a hard
I
game.
downloaded an emulator and started to play Mega Man 2, and I made it to the Wily levels again, and I like couldn't beat the dragon. I was like, no, this game's just impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tough. Cool. Well, all right. Before we go, you want to hawk all your social media stuff? You know?
Sure. Well, obviously I'm on Smosh Games, which you can follow on YouTube or subscribe at Smosh Games. You can go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sohinki. Follow me on Twitter @Sohinki, Instagram @Sohinki.
You nailed your branding on
Yeah.
this one. Yeah.
Right?
You kept it simple, which is not what a lot of people do.
No.
Well, I mean, growing up, everyone was like, would call it, because like there's a lot of people named Matt, but there's no one named Sohinki. So
Yeah.
everyone always called me Sohinki. So it just made sense.
Michael,
We know a lot of people named Michael.
Yeah.
So we've just been Davis and Schroeder for forever.
You know what's interesting is growing up, I knew a Michael Schroeder.
What?
Yeah, went to my high school.
I actually met a
That's
Michael
crazy.
Davis too, which is weird.
Yeah.
Ew.
He's-
You're like stole my face. You like rip it off.
Well, I mean, yeah. Then I killed him. Obviously.
Yeah, there can only be one.
It was like was that movie One with Jet Li where I became stronger for killing him.
Nice.
Yeah. So follow him. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks
Yeah,
so
thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I would love to come back.
All right, we will make that happen.
Smiggie's coming back
Cool.
at some point.
Everyone in the comments is
Confirmed.
like, don't make him come back. He's shit. That guy's a piece of shit. Hate his channel.
Oh,
He said that Mega Man 2 was unbeatable, and he's wrong.
No, I didn't say it was unbeatable. I've beaten it, I'm pretty sure, but not as an
hard.
adult.
Yeah. It is tough.
Somehow.
Awesome. Well, guys, we'll see you later.
Oh wait, are we gonna have our?
Oh wait, we do the free
we gotta do
frame?
like
Okay.
Mary Tyler Moore. It's like.
Yeah.